Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Today, I'm going to talk about why brothers cheered Lawrence from Insecure. You know what? It's kind of funny we still talking about this joint. I did my little review of it a few weeks ago, and I thought that'd be the end of it. But it's still going. It's still people still talking about this. You got articles and everything, and it was interesting. I was watching a video by the master teacher BGS, and the link is in the description box. And he was breaking down Lawrence and Issa's relationship, and also how the Mr. Goodbar type Daniel came into the picture and everything. It was a very good, very good breakdown. Even though he said it was for for shits and giggles, that brother has some real insight into human nature. Now, in one of the comments, I got to give a shout out to my brother exposing the emperor. He had a link to this blog that talked about the infamous ending of Insecure, and by now everybody know Lawrence was tearing that ass up. That sister Tasha, who was filling him the whole series, that dude was hitting it. That was like that dude that dude wasn't the nice guy Lawrence. He was Mr. Goodbar. And the thing was, many brothers cheered that, and this article kind of went in on that. Kind of thought the brothers had a problem with cheering him on, and in fact, there's a relationship panderer on YouTube that kind of went in on Lawrence as well. I'm not gonna mention his name, and used to be I would call guys like him a relationship pimp, but I can't keep insulting pimps like that. The the thing is, with the character of Lawrence, anybody who watched the show, when he started out, he seemed like a bum, but as you get into the story, you find out he had tried to get an app started, and you also found out he was in IT, and he was graduate of a prestigious college, and but as you go along in the story, you see, yeah, he started out in a bad place, which in real life that's normal. If you're the type of person, anybody who's started a business, or anybody who's an entrepreneur, they know there's some times you're gonna go through and you're gonna be questioning your existence. And that's what I saw. I mean, the reality is most successful business people have failed several times. And personally, that's what I saw. He tried to get something going, it failed. He was down. And it didn't help that his girlfriend, Issa, from really the get-go of the series, was checking for this dude named Daniel, like an old flame. She hadn't gotten over him. And, she's ready. She was coming up with reasons to kick Lawrence to the curb any damn way. Now, here is why brothers really cheered Lawrence. And I think it was deeper than him just getting sex at the end. That's when they cheered him, really. But it was deeper than that. Because if you follow the series, you see that, yeah, he was coming off like a bum at first, but then he started getting his stuff together. First he took a job that he didn't really want just to have a job. He took a job at Best Buy. He didn't really want it. And then he eventually got a job with an IT company. So, he's moving on up. He's getting his stuff together. And then, Issa, she finally hooks up with Daniel, Mr. Goodbar. She cheats with him. Lawrence finds out. Now, this is why This is why many brothers cheered. A main reason why they cheered. This dude, basically, yeah, he wasn't starting off looking good, but he got his stuff together, and he did it for her. He did it for this ungrateful woman. He basically got his shit together for her. And, she still went out and got this other dude. And, see, here's the thing, right? Often in media, you don't see that nice guy, because that's basically what he was. He was a nice guy. All right, and he was a human nice guy. And I know some people they want to call him bums and all. It's like, hold up. It's human to fail, and it's also human to pick yourself up. Now, if he hadn't worked at all, and tried to pick himself up, I would have been the main one. Like, oh yeah, he a bum. But he picked himself up. He did the right thing. And even earlier during the series, when the woman he eventually got with, Tasha, was throwing it at him, he was like, nah, I got a girlfriend. And, he might have found her attractive, but he told her straight up, I got a girlfriend. In fact, he mentioned it to her several times. And I'm like, okay, he's doing right. See, and brothers, a lot of brothers can relate to that. A lot of brothers can relate to that guy who, he might not have the money right away, but he's trying. He's trying to do the right thing. He's trying to do the right thing by his woman. And no, he ain't perfect. But, unless a human being can walk on water, I don't see where none of us are perfect. So, I'm just going to put that out there. But the thing is, the nice guy, for everything he did, he got the woman at the end. Think about that for a second. If you watch if you watch movies, TV shows, whatever, the hero is usually like Daniel, the rapper, or the, reformed bad boy or something. How often is the hero the IT guy? The person who might, had to do a job at Best Buy for a bit. The guy who's with an IT startup. How often is the hero a guy who's more intellectual? His calling card isn't his, like, raw physical sex appeal. At least not with Issa. His calling card is his intellect. If he was going to make his money, he wasn't going to make it with his rap skills or his entertainment skills. He was going to make money with his brain. How often in any type of entertainment do we see that with a man, particularly a black man? I mean, to be honest, we don't even see that with white men in the media, if you really think about it, as the hero. And I ain't talking about some, when they do some stories on some, like, real life people. I'm talking about when they have these romantic comedies and adventures and stuff. For the most part, is that sexy guy. Is that roughneck. It's the bad boy, the player. And I think a lot of brothers felt that, at the end. And it wasn't about a revenge thing. It really wasn't. I mean, that article I referenced, they try to act like it was a revenge thing. It really wasn't. It was just like the man got himself together. He did what he had to do. And he did it for the woman. She didn't appreciate it. But he got with the woman who did appreciate it. And on a deeper level, he got to be Mr. Good Boy. Because if you peep the whole dynamic with Lawrence and a woman he ended up with, Tasha, she knew he was unemployed at one time. Because she was the bank teller. She was cashing his checks. So she knew where he was getting his money from. And she was still feeling him. She came to visit him at Best Buy. And she was still feeling him. And then when he told her his dream, she didn't do that. Oh, you can't do that. I don't believe you can do that. Or you need to do something else. She was like, yeah, baby. Now think about that for a man. especially an intellectual type of man or a successful type of man. That's our fantasy. A sexy ass woman who actually brought him food at one time, so she trying to feed us, and then she feeding that mind, she stroking that ego, like, yeah, baby, you can do it. Not telling him no, but validating him. On a deep level, that's just some validation. So brothers, I mean, yeah, we know it's fiction, but shoot, we like, yeah. Because I'm gonna tell you what, really good fiction speaks to the human condition. Yeah, it's fiction, but somebody has gone through that. There are plenty of Lawrences out there. There are plenty of Lawrences who work their ass off just to have some ungrateful woman, sneak around with them with Ray Ray. There are plenty of Lawrences out there who, they try to make a go at a business. They didn't succeed. They might have had to like swallow their pride and work on some job that was beneath them. But they had to work their way back up. There's plenty of Lawrences. And those Lawrences, all those Lawrences out there, they saw that scene and they were just like, yeah. And yeah, intellectually we know it's fiction. Intellectually we know it was a writer's twist and, acting and all that. But on a deep level, we're like, yeah, we see it. We see the nice guy finally won. And people, some detractors, they'll say, well, how he win just having sex? It was like, no. If you look at mainstream movies, the hero always gets the girl. In this case, Lawrence got the girl. The intellectual guy got the girl. So, anyway, that's it. I want y'all to think about that too. Just think about that image and how powerful it was. So anyway, that's it for this one. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.